Here's how I hacked my credit to get an 816 credit score with access to $185,000. And you can do exactly the same thing. So, your credit score is based upon five major factors. And if you understand those factors, you can actually hack your credit to maximize your score. And the first of those five factors is your payment history. As long as you pay off your credit card, at least the minimum balance every single month, you'll achieve a perfect payment history. And that payment history counts toward 35% of your overall score. Now, that one seems to make sense, right? Pay off your credit card, get a better score. But the second factor is much less known, and that's your credit usage. And in fact, this affects 30% of your overall score. Now, what is your credit usage? Let's imagine that you had a credit card that had access to $10,000, or that was your credit limit. And let's imagine that you are using about $5,000 a month on that credit card. Even if you pay that credit card off in full, you're going to show a $5,000 recurring dollar amount. Now you take that $5,000 divided by 10,000, and that gives you 50%, or a 50% credit usage. Now 50% is not very good. In fact, you want to be less than 10%. Now, the one hack or trick to do that is to actually pay off your credit card before you get the statement balance. If you do that, the statement balance will show a low balance every single month and therefore a low credit usage. Now, with factors like your payment history, it's hard to really rapidly change that because it just takes time to show a long payment history. With credit usage, you can make a change to this and immediately see a positive impact on your score. And since it's 30% of your overall score, you can see a big jump in your score as a result. So that's one of my favorite hacks. Now, the third category, the third factor to impacting your credit score is credit age. Now, you want a credit age that's at least 5 years on average. So if you have one card that is 10 years and one card that is 0, your average credit age will be 5 years. For me, my average credit age is 10 years and 7 months. I have a few cards that are only a few years old, but I have a few cards from when I was young that are still in place today. Now, this is one important thing to note. Never close your credit cards. And in fact, what you want to do is periodically use them, even if it's only once every couple of years. Otherwise, your credit cards will automatically get shut down. And I made that mistake myself. I used to have a lot of credit cards. Now I just have a few because many of them were shut down because I failed to use them. So don't make my mistake and make sure to be using those credit cards periodically. Factor number 4 is the account mix. This is the variety of types of credit that you have. Now, the most common credit type is credit cards. And in fact, I fail in this category because all I have on my credit history is credit cards. Now, this overall category accounts for 10% of your overall score. And other types of credit that you can get are auto loans or home loans or student debt or even your rent payment. Now, the rent payment is really interesting because you can show a lot of great rental history of paying off large payments every single month and on time. This can have a big positive impact to your score. Now, most apartment or landlords don't actually report your rent, but there's certain software out there, certain companies that will help you be able to show regular rental payment to boost your credit score. So take out a variety of different types of accounts and you'll boost this category. Now, the last category, and the one that's always a little bit infuriating to me, is credit inquiries. So every time you take out a credit card or a home loan or student debt, they're going to check your credit score. And when they do, that counts against you. In fact, I have 2 credit inquiries right now in the past 12 months. And to get a perfect score, you need to have 0. So on one hand, you have to get inquiries to create new accounts to maximize other categories, but that's going to hurt you in the short term with that last category. Now, there are 2 different types of inquiries. There's a hard pull and a soft pull. That hard pull, if you have that hard pull, that's your credit cards, your home loan, etc., that counts against you. But the other category, your soft pull, well, that does not count against you. That's when you engage with software that checks your credit score on a regular basis to give you this feedback. That, thank goodness, does not count against you. Now, those are all the different factors to your credit score. If you maximize those factors, there's no doubt in my mind you can get an over 800 credit score, which is incredibly strong. And that enables you to get some great credit cards. Now, how do you get access to $185,000 in credit at your fingertips? Well, one way is to take out a variety of credit cards because each one will give you $1,000, maybe $5,000 of credit limit. Awesome. But what I have done over time is I have gone to my credit cards and simply asked them to increase my limit, maybe once or so every 6 months or every year. And in doing so, my limit has steadily increased. Originally, it was $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000. Then it went to $5,000 per card, then $10,000. And now I have a card that's over $100,000. And all of my cards in total now are $185,000. Imagine having that kind of money at your fingertips. It's totally doable, and you can make that a reality for yourself. But the only way you're going to do that is if you first hack your credit cards, get in there, maximize your score, and then get access to those larger credit amounts. I have done this, and I know for a fact that you could do this as well. So I hope you maximize your credit score by hacking your accounts as well.